Today we are going to look at the SQL commands and the categories in which they are divided. So basically they are divided into 5 categories. Data definition language, DDL, data manipulation language, DML, data query language, which is DQL, and also transaction and data control language, TCL and DCL. So all the while these commands can be used to get data from a table, update data in a table, delete data from a table, but there are some commands which can actually be used to create a new table, drop a table. So they can be used to alter a database structure itself, not just the table. And also there are commands which can be used to set permissions on a table, or who can use that table and what operation a user can perform. So we'll look at some of these commands in the further sessions. So let's look at the data definition language first. So these are the commands which can be used to create, modify, delete tables and other database structures. So few of the commands, examples here: create, drop, alter, rename. So create can actually be used to create a table or a view or an index. Drop can be used to drop a table. Alter, as the name suggests, can be used to modify the table structure. So if you want to add a new column to a table, it can be used for that. Also, it can also be used for if you want to modify the data type of a table, column in a table. And rename can be used for, let's say we want to rename a table to something else. So that's so this command can help us with that. Now, going to look at example of create command. So this is the same table we saw earlier while looking at the SQL basics. Now, if you look at this, so that's the basic syntax of this command. So it starts with create table, uh, and then the name of the table. In our case, we're going to call it employee. And then we give the column name. So we have name, age, department, and salary, but also along with each column name, we have the which is called data type. So it's basically we are trying to tell the database what type of data will be stored in these columns. So here, if you see, we have name, which should be of text, age can be a number, salary can be a number, but department also. So there are various data types which we are going to look at when we look at these things in detail. But this is just an example of a create DDL command. So what this command is going to do, it will just create an empty table, so there will not be a data. So we'll have a table with 4 columns: name, age, department, and salary, but there won't be any data in it. So for inserting a data, we have to use another command, uh, which falls under the category of data manipulation language, which are also called DMLs. So again, we have 3 examples here: insert, update, and delete. Insert can be used to insert data into. So once we have created the table, we can use the insert command to insert data into that table. Update again can be used to update an existing data. So if, let's say, we inserted some data, but there was some mistake in that data, so we can use the update to correct that. And similarly delete. So if there is something which shouldn't be there, can be deleted by using this command. Here is an example of insert command. Um, so so that's the syntax: insert and then into table and then the name of the table, which in our case is employee, as we saw earlier. Then the name of the columns: name, age, department, and salary, and then another values, which is syntax, and then we give the actual values. So because the name and department is a text, so they should be in quotes, but numbers can be without quotes. So basically, if we run this on actual database, we are going to get this first row in the table, and that's how this first row. And similarly, if you want to add other rows, similar insert statements can be used to do that as well. So DML commands are basically just deal with the manipulation of data in a table. Um, Now, once we have created a table and we have data in that table, now the next thing would be how do we select or get that data from the table? So where there, uh, there these DQL data query language is useful. So there's only one example here, which is a select, which is quite useful and widely used. Um, um, Data query language is so to get the data, we use these commands. Um, the output of select is going to be another table, but the structure of it will depend on how that select statement is created. So for example, if you look at this example of select, we are saying select name, department, and salary from employee. And now if you look at the output, this is not our actual table was because we had, if you look at this one, we also had a age column there, but now we only have name, department, and salary. This again looks like a table itself, the output of select, but because while writing this select, we removed the age column, so that's not there in the output. So select can be flexible with a lot of things. So we can also, there's another example here where we are using the select statement with a where clause. So basically a where clause can filter the data for us. So let's say in some scenarios when we deal with an actual data table, there could be millions of or thousands of records. Now, when we are selecting that data, it everything may not be relevant to us. So, and also if we are going to select everything, it is going to take a lot of time. So, a select give us options to filter out the data so that our query can run faster and also we only get the relevant data. So here in this example, we have a select where we are saying salary should be less than 30,000. So we only got 2 rows in the output where we had 4 in the actual table. So that's those are the possibilities. Also select the other option as well. So we just looked at the where clause, but there are other options like we can sort the data ascending, descending, or we can do other things as well. So, but basically that's the DQL part of SQL commands. Now there are 2 more categories which are a little bit advanced, which is data control language, which is DCL, and transaction control language, TCL. So we are going to have a look at them in the next one. Thank you.